So what's up? I'm Lyrate and this is a video. Today, whoa, I was having a really out of it day. In part because I haven't been out of the house since 10 a.m. But I thought, hey, why not make a video, huh? So here I am playing Deathrun for the internet. Yet again. Anyway, so in today's video, I figured that I'd talk about what it's like social distancing in a different state. Now, I know this is going to sound strange, but a couple weeks ago I traveled out of the state for a family kind of thing up in another state that is close to ours. It's like a 9-hour drive, and you can imagine that's not very fun with an older brother and your parents. So anyway, I was up there for about a week, and quite an interesting week it ended up being. Now, there isn't that much you can do when social distancing in another state. Given the fact that you can't be near people at all, especially since you aren't in like a bubble or anything. At the same time that you're up there, it's not like you can go to a party or something, which obviously people shouldn't be doing anyway right now. I was up here in this completely different state, where even grocery shopping was quite a task. You would have to like maneuver your cart around people so that they wouldn't stand right in front of you or in a lane for like 30 minutes. They would just stand in the middle of a lane for like 30 minutes and not move, and it was like Mario Kart but extreme. I don't try to come into contact with people normally. Obviously, I don't like talking to strangers. But a pandemic is not the best time to be testing that skill. What we ended up doing mostly was spending time with family members, going on hikes, and obviously socially distant, spending time with these family members that don't live in our household. We would eat outside together at night, far apart from each other, and this normally would have been fine, except for up where we were staying there was a somehow giant, that was not the time to lag spike, giant herd of mosquitoes that would come and attack us nightly, and obviously pandemic, so we couldn't eat inside, especially since the people that we were with, my family members, were from a different family, so, you know, not the time to be testing that. We just tried to stay out of contact with people most of the time. However, this was much harder when we ran into people's dogs. Normally I would have been fine, but seeing these tiny fluff balls of joy just like wander over to me and stare into my soul made me want to pet them so badly, and obviously I didn't, but you can imagine the difficulty I had in refusing my want to pet them. Continuing, the main bad thing of going out of state, obviously, is the fear of catching the virus. And, you know, therefore, your biggest fear is going outside. However, naturally, you do have to go outside more because it's not as if you can stay indoors all day, especially in the situation that we were in. We were staying in kind of a hotel kind of thing. If you're in a hotel or an apartment or a condo or something, it's not like you can just... How did someone finish already? It's not like you can just stay inside all day, you know, because then... I mean, obviously, what's the point of even going to a different state besides seeing your family members? Anyway, we went on hikes and stuff. We saw a couple waterfalls, although waterfalls is kind of a strong word. They were more like fast-moving rivers. We actually went to a waterfall, like an actual one, not a weak one, and my brother took pictures. He likes to think he's a photographer. My brother, if you're watching this. Anyway, my brother was standing out on a ledge taking photos of the scenery, and out on a ledge, standing there, you know, and my dad called out to him, like, yelled at him over from where we were standing, just trying to get his attention, and my brother slipped, and he didn't fall. Obviously, I do think it would have been quite funny if he had, but he didn't. So, I mean, I only used 2 strafes that entire match. Anyway, obviously he didn't fall into the river. However, it would have been a lot funnier if he did. This was, of course, to take photos for the family Christmas card, which neither of us enjoyed. Standing out on a rock ledge over a very loud, mildly scary waterfall while having our dad shout instructions at us from behind the camera is, as you can imagine, not very agreeable. But hey, I mean, we made it out with a little sweat, a little dust, and just a little bit of water from the waterfall on us, so I mean, who really lost here? Usually the people that were out on hikes would be wearing masks. There was the occasional exception for people who were running, you know, or people who were biking, because obviously it's very hard to breathe with a mask on while you're exercising. I can speak from experience because I play a sport and we have to wear masks while we're playing it right now, and obviously it's for the safety of us and I'm not at all opposed to doing it. However, it is very, very difficult to breathe with a mask on while exercising, so it is completely understandable that they are not wearing masks. However, the people walking into restaurants or stores without masks on were pretty frightening. I'm sure that these people exist in all 50 states of America. However, I haven't been outside in the general public, I like to say, for a pretty long period of time. I've spent most of my time indoors or hiding from Safeway because I don't want to go outside and see people that I know, for the fear of seeing people that I know. This ended up making me a bit oblivious to the whole unmasking trend that's going on right now, especially in different states, and I'm trying really hard not to make political jokes right now. It was just a little bit terrifying, and for that reason, I strayed far, as well as my family, strayed far from highly populated areas during the duration of our trip. Not that I don't do that normally. The fear of strangers is enough for me to do that. My family would go on walks, around where we were staying, and even waving at the people who would, cross to the other side of the road, or we would, how did that kill me? Oh my god. Yeah, and the strangers, that would walk across the other side of the street, even waving at those kinds of strangers would be like, should I be doing this to me? Even though, it's just waving hi, you're just saying hi to people, it should be fine. Normally, we wouldn't have traveled to a different state during a pandemic, however, this was sort of a special circumstance, and so, all in all, it ended up being a pretty okay trip. I mean, it's not as if it was okay, that's pretty much all I can say to describe it. Obviously, it was still really fun traveling out of the house for the first time in months, getting to see family members, even if we had to maintain a 6-foot distance from all of them during the whole trip. It was still nice seeing people that I haven't seen in quite a long time. It's a different 4 walls from the ones I've been staring at for the majority, for months, 4 months now, in quarantine, so, it improves the situation a little bit for me. However, the staying out of populated areas thing was a little more interesting than I would have enjoyed. I think one of the biggest things I've learned from this whole thing is that I want to, live with roommates or something. I want to, have a dog, because it's just, company. So that's the end of what it was like for me to socially distance in a different state. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like and maybe consider subscribing. And that's the end of the video. I hope you guys actually enjoyed today's video, and yeah, that's it for today. Bye!